to our Yet to Be Named podcast. I'm Sheri.
And I'm Lauren, and we're coming to you from the quintessential town of Oakdale, California. This is a podcast about books, creativity, tea, a little bit of coffee, and the stories we love between the shelves.
Each week we'll be sharing what we're reading, what we're working on, and chatting with authors, creatives, and fascinating people from our little corner of the world and beyond.
Yeah. Today, we're talking about us. And I'm excited to dig in. So hopefully we can tell our listeners what the heck they would like to listen to us.
I love that. You put it all out there.
Or not important at all.
We're not important.
Just entertaining. Alrighty. So before we dive in, would you like to do a little check-in? We'll do a weekly check-in.
I would love to, because I have so many things to talk to you about.
Okay, I know. Absolutely do as well. It's funny for our listeners. We have tried to not speak to one another because we want to save it for this.
Yeah.
Which there's a lot, because we see each other at school. Our kids go to the same school.
And I'm constantly thinking, I need to text Lauren this, but then often it's like during dinner time or it's early in the morning. And
Yeah, mine's been late at night or super early in the morning. And it's usually because I'm reading something and I'm like, oh boy.
Yes, I'm excited to dive into that today.
Yeah. Okay.
First of all, what are you drinking?
Currently, so today, my blessed best friend picked me up a Refuge coffee. So we have a local coffee shop, Refuge. Amazing owners, and this is my favorite drink. And it's freezing cold outside, and I have a nice coffee. So now I'm
one of those people.
Mm-hmm. So, but I'm stoked for it because I think it's going to give me the energy to get through our day.
I like it.
Yeah. What are you drinking?
I made something fancy.
Oh,
Fancier than my usual, like mint spearmint tea. I have a turmeric chai tea, and I did 2 teaspoons instead of 1. And then I added some horchata shaken espresso creamer. But
wow.
it's dairy-free and decaf. But it is delicious.
Is that something you got at Whole Foods?
It is not. I don't even know where Whole Foods is. If you want to be fancy.
Okay, perfect. I love it.
But it tastes like a fun little drink. I do love Refuge, though. You latte?
No, I think when they opened, I got the shaken brown sugar, and then I just was like skating through.
That's another favorite.
And it's the only thing I've ever had since, which is unfortunate because I'm sure there's plenty of fantastic.
There are.
But, I guess I'm more, what do you call it? Like, what is that when you say would do the same thing all the time? Sometimes? Consistent. Yeah, I'm super inconsistent, though, let's be honest. All right. Okay, so Sheri, what are you reading right now?
Oh my gosh. I was thinking on this on the drive over because I'm one of those insane people who likes to read 5 books at once.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so ready? I just finished Yesteryear.
Boy.
We'll talk about. I also finished a holiday book that I had on Everhand. Do you know? But it's a subscription based. Anyway, it's on Everhand, and I can't remember what the author's name is or what the book's name is right now. But it was a holiday romance.
Okay,
it was good. And then I finished the book club book. I'm reading too many books.
Yeah, I actually had to write mine down.
Okay, wait. And then I started a new book off NetGalley last night called Cloud 9, which is like a little romance at a ski resort.
Okay.
Kind of fun. And then I also had another book that I'm already forgetting. Oh, see World-ish, but they're like a whole bunch of pickpocketers.
Huh. Irish?
Oh, I have another one.
Okay.
I'm also reading The Night Prince.
Wow, you're totally capsizing my ship. I don't think I have that many on deck.
There's too many.
Yeah. Well, how are you? So you have a few different genres, though.
Yeah.
Is that how you keep track?
Kind of. Some I have on like audio on Everend, like The Night Prince, and Earls Trip is also happening too.
Okay.
That's another one. That's really funny. You want to know the funniest thing about Earls Trip?
What?
It's a mix between, I'm forgetting all of the names. Why can't I think when we do this?
Okay.
Ted Lasso and The Hangover.
And it's called
Earls Trip because it's set in like a Bridgerton era. And there are like all these Earls that go on a yearly trip. So it's called Earls Trip. It's hilarious. Really fun to listen to.
Okay. Good audio, good good voice actor.
Yeah. Well, it's just one guy, but he's got the English accent and he's funny. And the girls are named Clementine.
Ew. Okay, so I'm also in Yesteryear. You just finished it. I'm in it.
Oh, I want to know where you are so bad.
Yeah. We can definitely discuss that because I have some really funny comments regarding that. Okay, I just finished Sparrows as well last week by Deveny Perry.
Last 10%.
Yes. Our next book club book is In the Likely Event, Rip of Him. So I just finished that one, which is nice because I think I just needed a pace of 300-page, easy to read books that go up and down emotionally, but then also like close out. I enjoyed Chill as Sparrows as far as fantasy goes because it didn't feel like devastating to me at the end, which was super nice personally. But after that, I was like, okay, I need like
Something lighter.
I need something lighter. I opened Yesteryear and then I was like, this is definitely
This is
not
not lighter.
This is not lighter at all.
Did I tell you that when I first so that one for people who are listening is an arc and it comes out in April?
Yeah, it is April or March.
I think it comes out April
Yeah.
7th or something.
We'll check it.
Anyways, but so when I first requested it on NetGalley, I was under the impression that it was this funny story about an influencer, and I thought she traveled back in time to some fantasy world and was vastly confused
Yeah.
about the fact that it is actually categorized as a psychological thriller.
Yeah.
So
well, that's the thing. I was telling someone this the other day. I love going into arcs blind. I don't even want to know. Like, I want someone to be like, this is so good, or look at it and be like, this looks interesting, but try not to know too much because I think it gets a raw response out of me,
sure.
which is what I like out of reading because then I feel like I can relay that raw response to customers when I'm selling books. But the raw response I'm getting from this book is so yeah. I I don't even know if we want to go into it quite yet, but I definitely love the first few chapters and because the main character is just I don't know if I absolutely love to hate her for all the things she represents or whatnot, but I'm actually having nightmares.
When I first started, I needed to switch to other books. Now you see why I'm reading so many books.
Yeah, yeah, it makes total sense because I've started 3 since starting it, and I'm just like
Yes.
I've started and finished books just
Yep.
to be like, "Okay, I don't know if I can take this," but I was like this morning, I was like, "I need to finish this book," so
It gets easier though. Where are you at?
I'm still very much in the beginning where she's back in time, but yeah, I'm not gonna divulge too much further because I think once I've completed the book, we should definitely discuss it in its entirety. Okay, so we've chatted about what we're drinking, we've chatted about what we're reading. So any small win this week or funny moments from last week?
Well, last week was just I don't want to curse, pardon my French, a wild show.
Okay.
I'll say that.
Yeah.
My kids were sick. We were all over the place, but I did get a fun win. I submitted to a call out for illustrators for an anthology of romance stories
Ooh.
called Dreams Divine. And I think by the time that we release this, it'll be okay for me to say that I got accepted as one of the 4 arts for it. So it'll be, I think it releases in June or July.
Okay. Well, you're gonna have to tell us a little bit more about that
Yeah.
because that's
As it
exciting.
gets closer to publishing, I will. But it's just fun to like submit to something and then be told, yeah,
Yeah,
let's put it in there. Okay.
absolutely. I get it.
All these UK publishers that I'm working with, I'm like,
Okay.
they send me invoices in pounds, and I'm like, what's up?
So what you're telling me is in the future we're gonna have to go to Europe to pick up the
Yes,
book
let's do it.
as a trip. I'm for it. I'm all for it.
Small wins are fun moments.
So, um, let's see. Actually. Okay, so I was really excited, but also has to be the dumbest excitement I've ever had because it felt very dumb.
The setup is great, so I'm ready for it.
So my measly or mealy or whatever tiny Instagram account for the store. I got a response from an author.
Hey,
An author commented on the video.
oh hey,
Alice Feeney just released My Husband's Wife, and so I did a little video on that, and she said, "I love it." And I was like, "Oh, my heart." She loves
isn't
it.
that like the best feeling?
Yeah. I've never experienced it before. I was like,
You
yeah.
like people that I read like 30 of their books. Do you know who Sarah McLean is?
I've heard them.
Famous romance author.
Mhm.
And I commented or I shared a story on her book and she shared it or said something.
Yeah.
And I was like, she knows who I am.
She's in my corner of the world.
It felt
Yeah.
very good.
It's so funny because I always think back to, like, what it must be like to be in their shoes
Yeah.
because I always wonder, like, do people who wind up in those shoes, someone who maybe becomes famous, whatever, do they actually feel famous? Or
Mhm.
do they feel like I can't do they still have that feeling? You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Maybe people who've been around it for a long time don't, but I always think about that. Is it actually does it feel real? Does it ever feel real? Kind of
Yeah.
who knows?
Fun.
So yeah, so there's that. That was
That's fun.
exciting. Yeah.
I like that.
It was small and simple, but it was like, okay, I've been tagging authors.
Mhm.
So we try to make funny videos just because I find it to be much more entertaining than anything too serious online. But we've been tagging authors for months. So their first response was exciting.
I like it. I
Yeah.
like it a lot.
Alrighty, so let's jump into today's questions. How do you feel about that?
I feel good about it, but a thought just came into my
Okay.
mind. One of the things that you mentioned about, like, tagging authors or just, like, having those little moments, I think that's, like, my favorite part about having an Instagram in the art community or even in the book community is, like, just having one of those moments every other day of being like, "Oh, somebody liked this," or "I saw that and it connected me to somebody." Like, how lucky and grateful I feel to be in a world where I can communicate with somebody in Germany about this
Yeah,
random book that we both read or, like, they're doing some art project or something, like, that always makes me feel so good, and there's negatives about social
for
media
sure.
for sure, but it's just like when you mentioned that, like, isn't it cool how it just little, like,
Yeah.
little pet to your step?
Yeah,
Anyway,
absolutely. Well,
that's all.
and for our listeners, Miss Sheri over here, it was funny because I had messaged my two best friends and I was like, "You guys, the book or not the book, the bookstore has 2,000 followers on Instagram." And I was doing something the other day and I checked yours and I was like,
Oh,
"Dang, girl." So you've got over 40,000 followers, I believe.
yeah, it doesn't feel like it though.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
it's funny because you're reaching a much broader audience, which I think I love that. It's for you what you're doing. On our hand, I would love to reach a broader audience, but at the same time, I want it to be
okay.
I think it's super important that the audience that we're reaching is local,
Yeah,
just because it's like
yeah,
I think it's awesome when you're supported by your community in a lot of ways. And so our community is small.
mhm,
So I think if we had 40,000, I'd be like, what is someone and like, what, but I
yeah.
love that because I think it's awesome when you can reach so many people.
Well, and
That,
it's so interesting too because it's shifted for me. The more that I've been doing local stuff, the more I'm excited about people that I actually know and like following people
yeah.
and like getting to collaborate with businesses like yours or Refuge or the shop, all like, it makes it feel much more personal, and
Hmm.
so, like, even though I'm nitty, it also is, like, so nice to be able to connect and engage with people and, like, actually DM or actually comment,
Yeah.
and so it is funny because sometimes I'm like, "I don't even know" some of them might be bots. I bet you there's a lot of bots in my
Yeah.
in my
The art
follower count,
bots.
yeah. Just come in, they're like,
They're like art botting from another country
understand.
trying to figure out
Yeah.
all right.
Yes,
So
let's go.
let's ask some questions. Do you want to ask questions first this week or do you want me to
Oh,
ask?
I'm so excited. Yes, I do.
Okay,
But you
perfect.
need to, like, limit me too because I overprepared.
Okay, perfect. I love this.
Which
Over
is
prepared is great. I'll keep us on time today so that we can make sure we're not because I feel like we could chat for hours.
you tell me when you are done with the the
I'll be like, all
onslaught.
right, Sherry, enough.
Okay, but the question is, I have open-ended questions
Okay.
today, and I also have rapid fire. Do you feel like you need rapid fire to start, or do you wanna start with the open-ended?
Let's do a few rapid fire to start and then we'll go open ended. Like
Alright.
wet the whistle if you will.
Alright, ready? Rapid
Okay.
fire.
Right.
Are you a morning person or a night owl?
Morning.
Do you prefer the beach or the mountains?
Beach.
Are you sweet or salty?
Both.
Oh, that's my favorite combo. Summer or fall? Hot or ice?
Apparently.
Would you do PJs all day or prefer to dress? Get full dressed or be PJs all day? What makes you feel better?
Is this a question
This is a
where
rapid
is
fire.
this yeah, I know. I'm like, well, in my head, I have so many like internal thoughts regarding this.
I know we
I'm gonna say dress up because as much as I love sitting around in my PJs, it's not something I could do every day. I would be depressing messy
yes,
after like 2 weeks. So
same. Okay,
yeah,
I like it. Ready?
be human.
Last one before we go open-ended.
Okay.
Sitting in silence Or background music.
background noise constantly.
The face you made when there was silence? Okay.
Silence is a new practice, actually.
But is it
It's
ever really silent because there's birds,
true,
traffic,
true.
the hum of the light bulb?
Yeah. I I've always been a busy bee, and I think noise can sometimes make me physically not busy, and then the noise is busy around me, if that makes sense. So there's, like, a comfort feeling. I don't know, there's
Mhm.
some probably, like, some trauma or something I'm not resolved with from my childhood, but I just like, sometimes I'm like, "Oh my gosh, it's too quiet." I think we actually have some employees that will work in the store, and I come in and there's nothing on, and they'll be like, "I couldn't listen to music or whatever," and I'm like, "What is wrong with you?" Like, this place is so quiet, like, and it
Mhm.
echoes in here, which is funny, but yeah, it's
Uh,
dangerous.
Make it a blurb worth,
Okay,
not a documentary.
okay,
Got it?
okay.
But
Let's see, what do I leave out? I grew up in Sonora, which I don't tell a lot of people because Oakdale and Sonora are neighboring towns that used to be football rivals for a long time.
maybe this is
Absolutely.
something I didn't know.
Yeah, and so the joke when we first moved here is like, "Oh, yeah, we're from around here," which was, like, around as in, like, a 100-mile radius
Yeah.
around, but, um
Well, it's only what is it? It's a 45-minute?
yeah, amusements.
Oh,
But we were like heavy rival,
okay.
so heavy rivalry.
I
Both football teams were fantastic,
Mhm.
if I'm remembering correctly. Let's see. Grew up in Sonora, graduated Sonora High School, moved off to San Diego after meeting my now husband, who was my high school sweetheart.
In San
Um,
Diego?
no, I met him
Oh,
in high school in Sonora. I hated the long distance thing. I had also suffered a loss in my senior year. So just being away from home was hard. So moved back home, spent a few years in college at Columbia College, junior college, and then moved out to Sonoma to finish my marketing and business degree at Sonoma State. Graduated there. Me and my still boyfriend at the time wound up moving to Dublin. He got a job with a fire department. And then we lived in Dublin for a while. I worked for a cheese company
mm,
for a long period of time. It's my party trick. So if you ever want to know anything about cheese, I know more than the average person should. And then I also love cheese. Um, and then we actually decided that the city life was not for us. We loved living in Livermore, but too much of that city influence was like coming to our doorstep. So we moved out here to Oakdale. We bought a farm and we remodeled our house a month before I had my second daughter. And then we loved Oakdale so very much. And we knew we liked Oakdale before. And then after that, living here for a little bit, being a stay-at-home mom for a period of time, we decided we absolutely needed a bookstore in this town.
mm,
So we started that dream, worked on it for many moons. I went back to my cheese company, worked from home for a little bit. And then once we were able to finally get to a point where we were able to build this store and everything in it, I quit that job or I left. And I didn't quit. That sounds aggressive. And then now here we are. And now we've been at, this shop for almost a year now. So here we are, and I don't know my short
talk about where you've been.
yeah,
What you've been doing up
the
to.
short of it.
So you've been in Oakdale with what?
We call it a farm.
Okay.
Webster dictionary classification for farm is, but we have animals. We've grown flowers. We sold flowers at the local farm stand for a few years and did that, loved that, realized my body was like, "Hey, this is not a long-term like, endeavor for you, and so we still do. We
Yeah.
grow for ourselves now. Huge sustainable earth person, like a part of my core, but
Yeah.
something I try not to be too boastful about for people.
Mhm. Hear that? I like it. I like it. Did you always so you were talking about this. You had the dream of owning a bookshop. Did that, like, come to you spontaneously? Did you always dream about something like that? Did you just
I'm a serial
let it go?
entrepreneur,
Yes.
um, admittedly so. Uh, I think that whenever me and my husband have gone for something or done something, we've chosen a book to give us the education we required.
Mhm.
So whether it was farming, construction, his job, career, um, the cheese career I had for a period of about it, and then having kids. What I realized was if I was scrolling, YouTubing, all that stuff that I was just like dead in my soul doing because I was so exhausted from it, my kids were thinking that that was a norm, and I didn't want that to be a thing, so I started reading more. I also found that, like, reading books was an opportunity for me to extend my story, 'cause or extend the story, if you will. You can binge watch a show for an entire day. You can also binge a book, I've done that before, but as far as my ability to put something down and not hyper focus on it
Mhm.
was a book, and I just felt there was so much importance to keeping reading alive
Mhm.
and wanting to provide that for our town. Oakdale, when we first moved here, did not have much. So it wasn't that long ago. It's been almost, oh gosh, I don't even know, maybe almost 9 years since we've been here.
Mhm.
8 years. I'll have to fact check that, but long enough to know we've grown enough in this town in a lot of, like, good direction, a lot of great ways. Growing up in Sonora, there was a lot more. There's a lot now, even more than there was when we were kids, but a lot of those key focal things that people can do is now an opportunity in Oakdale.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that. Outside of the shop, what do you love spending your time doing, and what's something most people might not know about you as a person?
Ooh, what people might I absolutely love gardening. I'm like an old
Be
hobby person,
because you were are you still on the board for the Oakdale Garden Club?
so not any longer because this.
Mhm.
I was the president for a few years. When I first moved here, my daughter was born. I didn't have any friends, didn't hang out. Well, I mean, I had friends, but my friends were doing other things and I
That's the
was
friends.
at
Were
home
we
with the
friends? I
babies.
don't know.
Yes. So I started going to garden club, but yeah, gardening is a huge passion of mine. I absolutely love like documentaries, memoirs, everything regarding a lot of the books that I've read are about how we've just totally killed the earth, which is, like, kind of a funny thing, but something that I was super interested in a long time ago. Health and fitness was huge for me for a while, and I guess this is something people may not know about me, but all of this gardening and health stems from I was in bodybuilding for my few trophies, yeah, but glad to leave that life behind, but it
It
gave
those
me
could very much go on the tops of these lists.
absolutely not. But it gave me the tools I needed to eat well.
There's so much discipline and learning and growth from think teaches you so much, not only about like what you're eating, but like how you feel when you have stuck with something and actually met your goal. People, we were watching a show. Have you ever, this is a really dorky thing, but have you watched the show Out of the Box where something, something like What's in the Box? Oh, that's what it is. With Neil
No,
Patrick Harris on Netflix.
no, but
We
I will check
started
it out.
we started watching it this last weekend because often my husband and I will, like, go into the room and we'll kinda just chat while the kids are having, like, read and draw, like, time
Mhm,
a little time to ourselves. And we started just watching the show because we were both tired and we're like, "Let's try What's in the Box." Anyway, they had this thing about, like, what's on most people's bucket lists.
mhm.
Weird choices, by the way. One was skydiving, one was spend a night in jail.
Oh,
One was spend a night in jail was the least popular.
yeah,
Has that on their bucket.
I could see the
And,
draw.
spending a marathon was fabulously popular because a lot of people love the idea not just of, like, getting in shape or whatever it is that
Mhm,
their goal is, but, like, to set a goal and accomplish it feels so good, and then at the end, everybody's crying, and you
yeah,
get the, like, warm thing in the middle, and it's like, I don't know, you feel so
yeah.
good.
Have you ever run a marathon?
Half.
Okay,
I don't know if I want to do a
yeah,
full I was tired after
yeah,
my
yeah. I feel like I almost died. I did 2 halves, and as athletic as I was at the time, got heat stroke, sickness, like, almost to the point of blackout
Oh, no.
both times.
Oh,
So, like, the
no.
second time I was like, "Maybe I shouldn't do this." So I never did it again, and I don't ever intend to, but,
Where did you do your half marathon?
San Francisco?
Wait, I did one too. Hold on.
Yeah,
Wouldn't this be wild if we were at the same time?
yeah. I don't
Do
even
you remember
remember.
what year?
Probably.
Stop.
Yeah. Like, did you go across the
I was
either?
2013.
Did you go across the Golden
No.
Gate? Okay, so our run, I know, because I remember thinking this is ridiculous. We ran across the Golden Gate and back.
Oh, that's wild.
Yeah, it was
I
like
just thought going up and down the hills in San Francisco.
it was rough for sure. But I remember specifically going over and back over the bridge and thinking, like, people travel all over the world to come to the Golden Gate Bridge, and I have chosen to run it not only once, but
That has to feel so long too, because it's just like flat.
yeah, I had a good friend with me at the time, and, like and I think about this, love her, but she was also in no condition, but she like, no condition to be doing this half marathon, but she fared better than I did, so I don't know, an accomplishment.
And it was pouring down rain.
Ugh.
And it was so knotted like a rat's nest, and I couldn't feel my fingers, and my boyfriend at the time, now husband, was, like, trying to help me, and that night, I was supposed to drive to San Francisco for somebody's bachelorette party,
Yeah,
and I was like,
no.
"What am I doing with my life?" It was a very poor decision. Anyway,
That's awesome.
but it does feel very good.
Yeah.
You're like, "I did it."
Yeah.
It's
I
a
mean,
great
to
accomplishment.
this day, though, I think fitness is the thing that keeps me going. A lot of times if I find, like, I'm tired, grouchy, depressed, whatever it is, I know that the one thing that will pull me out is exercise.
Yeah.
So,
Even just getting outside for walks is so important to your mental health and your physical health.
yeah, a lot of people can go outside and just feel better. I actually have to physically move
Yeah.
personally, so,
Yeah.
yeah.
Cool. Well, do you want some more rapid fires or you want to move your
Let's move on. I can ask you some rapid fire. How does that sound?
Okay, I suppose.
You said suppose. All right, Sheri.
Kind of nervous. I don't know why.
No, don't be
Do you ever
nervous.
feel like, hold on, before you start,
Okay.
do you ever feel, I think it's very common for artists, actually, maybe common for most adults to have very big imposter syndrome. And when people tell me that they're going to ask me questions, I have a fear that I'm going to get it wrong, which makes no
Especially when it's a
sense
question about you.
because it's like, how can it be wrong?
Yeah.
You're just answering truthfully. Or at some point,
Yeah.
just wanting to just run the other way. If someone says, do this, nope, I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
So,
Literally my favorite trait.
no
Okay.
explanation.
So we'll do some rapid fire questions and I'll ask you some deep divers. Okay. My favorite question, sunrises or sunsets?
Probably sunsets. That's tough for me. I love a sunrise by myself walking,
Okay.
but I think sunsets always, to me, they remind me of being with people you love. And also,
Because everyone's awake.
well, because I feel like you're with people either eating dinner or out, like it just feels like you're with people when it
Okay.
sunsets.
Yeah.
Now I want to know your answer though. Can I do that?
Can I turn your
I'm breaking
rapid
the
fire off?
rules.
Well, I just finished in the likely event, and one of the things was that was like a question, and his response is, "I love sunrises because of the opportunity."
Mm-hmm.
Like it for him, it's opportunity, and I was like,
Is ahead of
"That's
you.
so valid."
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
The world can be so many things.
okay. So my next question is because I know you're a history romance buff. If you could go anywhere in Europe tomorrow, where would you go?
And or have to do with, like, the trip to Gretna Green, and I'm
Okay.
like, "Ugh, I feel like I love that." I went to Europe and studied when I was in law school. This is not a rapid fire, I'm failing really miserably
It's
right
okay.
now, but I was studying in
It's not a
Salzburg.
test. You were
Isn't
studying
it?
studying
I was
Sal
studying in Salzburg.
in okay.
I was in a
She was
law
there,
program
everyone. Okay.
with the, United States Supreme Court justice, actually, which felt really cool at the time
Yeah.
in a cafe. When I was there, it was so funny to me because I was clearly the odd person out, and a lot of my friends wanted to, like, they're gonna go to Cinque Terre, they're gonna go do these, like, cool things, and I'm like, "I'm gonna go on the Sound of Music tour, and I'm gonna be,
I love that. My sister-in-law, obsessed.
totally dorky and, like, read all of the books and, like, learn about all the history," and that was my favorite part about Europe.
I don't think that is dorky at all.
I just loved it. There was a lot of fun.
Okay, perfect. Okay, next question is, you don't do dairy. What's your favorite meat?
But caveat, I did do dairy my whole life. I only stopped after I had my son, and he had issues. He was colicky, and so I stopped eating dairy. And then after I weaned him, I tried it again, and my body revolted.
Yeah.
So I love dairy. I
Okay.
loved cheese. My favorite meat. That's so hard for me.
I pair this question with the ideology that Like, are you, like, vegetarian?
Yeah. Raw. I love legs and like chicken thighs. He has like a really
Mm,
good rub that I love. But I also am like a sucker for like a really good pot roast. We have
okay.
pot roast dish with like cranberries and like egg noodles, and it's just like warm and cozy.
Is it weird that I feel like I can tell a lot about a person the way they, like
Maybe.
it's like some people will be like, "Your sign," or whatever, and I'm like, "What do you eat?" I wanna know what you eat
Ooh,
because I feel like that
I love food.
tells a big story
Yeah.
sometimes.
It's so fun to me to try new things, and I wouldn't call myself like a good cook, but I definitely love trying new recipes, and I feel like I'm good enough. Like I make them and
Yeah,
they go by the recipe. I just follow the recipe.
I like it.
Um, those are my
Okay, perfect. Okay, so I'm gonna shift us into bigger questions. No more rapid fire, which
I'm terrible at
we
rapid
well,
fire.
yeah, there's just too much to discuss in life. I'm gonna actually I have a few other questions, but I want the same question you asked me.
Oh yes.
Give me your life story, two cents worth
Okay, 2
of
cents
a whole dollar.
of the life. I was born in Eugene, Oregon, and I grew up there, a duck, which is U of O Ducks. Big duck fan. Lived there until middle school. I went to 6th grade in middle school. My parents split up, and I moved with my mom to Reno, Nevada. My dad still lives in Oregon, so I still go back there a lot. And then went to the other year of middle school, 2 years, and then high school in Reno. Spent a lot of my time there, like, really close to the mountains, so kind of like Sonora. I was snowboarding, skiing
Mhm.
all the time. Loved that. Decided on a whim when someone came into my high school class that they said, "Oh, the application for Cal Poly is tomorrow," and I had never heard of Cal Poly, but I, being the one who has major FOMO, didn't want to miss out and said, "Mom, the application for Cal Poly is tomorrow." And she's like, "Okay." So I applied there to be a math major because I was in AP math and I wanted to be a teacher. And I thought I'll be a math teacher. So anyway, applied to a bunch of other schools. I think I got into like 6 or 7, went to see all of them, and at the last one, went to Cal Poly, loved it because there were green rolling hills and it reminded me of Oregon, and my tourist had on Birkenstocks, and I was a total
You were like,
Birkenstock
"Absolutely,
hippie.
sign me up. I need to be with the
So,
Birkenstock guy."
that's what I decided. So I ended up going to Cal Poly. I met my husband at Cal Poly. We dated the last year of school. He was actually in San Diego, but transferred up to Cal Poly too, because some of his hometown friends, he's from Escalon, were there. We met. I went to law school in Sacramento. He got a job in Lodi. And so we were like long distance dating while I was in law school in Sacramento. Eventually, he moved to Sacramento for my last year, 2 years. And then we decided to move in with his grandma in Escalon while we were wedding planning after I
Okay.
graduated and got a job, my first big law firm in Stockton. And we got married, and I got pregnant, and I got ill. So I had to quit. I couldn't go into the office. My doctor was like, "I can only sign you out for so long." And I was like, "I'm sorry, I can't do this." So I was
Mhm.
like, "I'll just go back after I have my son." We moved to Oakdale when I was still pregnant, had my son in Oakdale. My husband got a new job in Oakdale, and we've been here ever since. Had 2 more children in Oakdale. I did the artist and stay-at-home mom life, and now our kids are all in school, and I'm working.
Yeah.
And I changed the art career from law career. I did go back actually after my son was he was, gosh, I think he was 6 months. I went back and worked in Modesto at a law firm, and we went through 4 different daycares, and he did so terribly that he wouldn't eat or sleep or, like, he'd just cry, and people just kept calling me. I was like, "I think this is our sign that I might need
Yeah.
to come home." So we were really lucky that fortunate enough that although we do have a lot of debt from my law school days, my husband's, salary worked for us to budget for me to be home with them. So we just decided to keep popping them out for a little
Yeah,
longer.
let's go. This one's great. He might go to the
Yeah,
somewhere.
exactly. But
Love it.
it was funny because even up until like I've been doing this art thing at home, I always had the idea that I was going to go back to law once the kids got old enough.
Okay.
And I might still
Yeah.
someday or add it into like something, but that's where we are.
Yeah. And do you mind if I ask about you were sick from pregnancy?
Yeah.
Okay.
majorly ill.
I was like, "You don't have an underlying something story
No,
here." Okay.
I was
Just
just super, super sick. The
from
pregnancy
pregnancy.
did not agree with my body.
Yeah. Was it like that for the other kids?
It wasn't as bad for my middle child. I think it was, like, around 20 weeks where I started feeling a little bit better, but for my 3rd, it was, like, all the way up to, like, 30 weeks
Yeah.
too. It was just really not feeling great.
Yeah.
So,
Awesome.
yeah, diapers.
Since forever, right? But
Yeah.
so you made the transition into where you're at in the law firm, being at home. Was it when the kids started going to school that you really started kind of deep diving as far as like building your business around it? Or
Yeah.
because would you say you were partially in and then full in?
So, kind of backtracking, when I was in high school, I got the urge to like really create a lot. And it was like
Hmm.
kind of like I didn't have enough extracurriculars because I was in all these things, but I decided I'm also going to paint things. So, I would like paint my friends' phone cases or I'd make paintings as
Hmm.
gifts for people and like kind of commission work. I wasn't being paid, but it was like kind of the idea started there. And then in college, the same thing. Like I would be making paintings for people or entering paintings in like some display art thing.
Yeah.
And then when I came back home, that was my I would call it art therapy. Like my time when the kids were napping or my time on the weekends when my husband would be home, I would be painting mostly watercolor and just kind of found this world of other people on the internet who were
Hmm.
creating things. And I bought books and I decided to do commissions and people started paying me for it.
So I think we're chit chatting about your law career
Yes.
coming into the art world,
Yep.
which it sounds like that's probably where you started to grow the business was on social media because you had
Yes.
mentioned connecting with other artists
Yeah.
and stuff like that. Now, what drove you to the book industry? Obviously, you love books, you love reading. Was that like an instant
Mhm.
draw? I know a children's book with a friend of yours in the past.
So that's what started it.
Okay.
So I was doing commission
Okay.
for watercolor. People would reach out through my Instagram, say like, "Hey, I see you're doing like I love this."
Yeah.
People that I went to school with too that I hadn't spoke to in like 10, 15
Uh-huh.
years. It's kind of fun.
Yeah.
Really, like I
The
actually
Reno people?
some Reno,
Okay.
some from Oregon, some college too. But it was just really fun to kind of connect with people and they'd be like, I have this really special thing that I'd love for you to create or for like new babies or just really fun. So anyway, then a friend reached out that I had met through fitness.
Okay.
We were like mom friends because our kids were born at the same time. And she's like, hey, she's an SLP. She wanted to know, do you
What's an
know how to,
SLP?
oh, speech language
Therapist?
therapist?
Okay. For the layman.
Yes. No, it sounds wrong, but that's what it is.
SLP?
No,
Is it
yeah.
therapist?
Yeah. That's what I'm like, is this
Well, yeah.
physiologist? I don't know.
We'll have to ask Dina.
Yeah, something like
Okay.
that. Anyway, she wanted to do a children's book. And she's like, "Could you create it in watercolor?" And so that was when I really started doing people. I was not a people drawer
Okay.
per se. Got into that, loved it. It was such a fun project. Really led me into, like, the digital side of things, though, because if you are creating, then you have to get a digital so that you can
Right.
create the book. And
Put
then
it
that
on.
and then I had and then I started really diving into the digital world and just, like, challenges and things happening, and it all just kind of
Wow.
took lots of classes and
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So my next question,
yes.
how many book covers,
Let's see.
including the ones you're not allowed to discuss?
I was gonna say, so
You can just give me a number too.
3 that are out now with a collaboration that I have, the Romance Bookshop, which I think we talked about.
Yeah. And that bookshop is
The Grump and Sunshine Bookshop,
in
Maine.
shout out
Portland,
to
Maine. Shout out to Cassidy at Grump and Sunshine Bookshop.
yeah.
And we have 3 in her series. She's doing a series, but not a series. They're different authors, but they all will have the same kind of general template. Of one that's coming out in September that I can't announce yet. And then I have the anthology that's happening. So those, and then I've created my own like mock-up ones that are
Nice.
not being published.
Okay.
Yeah, handful.
Yeah, that's
I'd
exciting.
love to be a lot more, and it's something that I kinda just started deciding that I'd wanted to be on novels. I had a lot of people come to me with children's books, and though I love doing children's, it's a massive time commitment, and my style has just kinda changed to want to dive more, um, towards novels. I still think it'd be fun to do, like, a cover or even some inner work, though, on YA book, because those are really fun to design as well, but I think I'm past not wanting to dive into children's books as much anymore, though I have a lot of information in books on illustrating children's books.
Yeah, I know someone locally had reached out to you requesting that. So I think it's really cool though, like when you're able to get to a point personally, it's easy to kind of take that bird walk and try to be here and be there. For instance, for me with like the gardening, I'm like, I need to garden for my and let the rest go so that I can focus on this. So it's probably really nice for you to be able to transition into book covers. Is that your goal for this year?
It's not my goal. My goal is, well, I don't know how to say, I shouldn't have said it's not my goal. I would love to work with more traditional publishers, more bookshops, or book box companies, which is
Okay.
like a lot of people don't know about book box companies,
Okay.
but I think it's really fun that they create kind of a special edition world where you're not only getting the books that you know and love, but you're also getting art prints, or you're getting
Hmm.
different like things that are connected to that book. So it's for people that are very much enthusiasts.
Okay.
And I also still really love doing, other bookish things.
Yeah.
Bookmarks, notebooks, puzzles, and then I still work with businesses, which is just a different world and on the books, but I love helping people create things that they want to create and kind of bringing our community together through art.
Hmm.
I don't think that I knew before I got into this business how much intention goes behind so many things that people share or just within their own business with what they want to create and the environment that they want to create and who they want to be in the world. And I think a lot of that people have an idea, but they can't execute it. And so I love being a part of those stories.
The execution process.
Mhm.
I like that. That's beautiful. I think that's going to wrap into. I have so many questions for you, but I feel like this is a good opportunity for us to kind of wrap things up, and we'll move into more details. Obviously, coming up in the next few episodes.
Mhm.
But this has been a fun way to get to know each other. We've said before we know each other, but we don't know each other. So it's kind of just these neat little tidbits that we're getting to learn, and hopefully everybody listening is enjoying as well.
I agree.
Care just a tiny bit, figure out, I think it's sometimes nice to listen to people who are a super celebrity because you feel a little bit more connected to them. So I know I definitely love that about you, is I always feel like you're so down to earth.
Oh,
Even though it's funny because, like I said,
same.
when I looked in, I was like, "Girl, she's got like 40, whatever," but I'm like, "She's just so down to earth." And it goes back to what I was saying earlier about, does anyone ever feel big?
Yeah.
But yeah, so do you have, as we wrap it up, do you have anything coming up this week before I chat with you again?
Please.
Oh,
Thursday.
oh yes, 100%. I've been
Are
rewatching,
we, yeah.
and
Did
I've
you read the stories?
oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Read the books first. I think reading Bridgerton was the point in my life where I realized it is actually so much fun to watch and then read the book because you're getting more.
Okay.
And I've said that before, but also it's fun to, I couldn't stop.
Yeah.
And some people not as fandemonium, but I can't wait for the 29th.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
Today is yeah, it's Thursday.
yeah.
Few days.
My heart.
I know.
I'm so
I'm
stoked.
really excited. I don't have time
Yeah,
to
no.
watch it. Who has time? But I'm so excited to try.
So, funny story, my husband works in a job. He's a firefighter. He leaves. I'm like, "Why are you home this week?" Because I totally hate watching this kind of stuff with him because it's so,
Mhm.
in a lot of ways I love it, but it is partially cringe-worthy because of his personality. But I'm like, "I'm gonna make you watch this with me this time around."
Yes.
So I think we're gonna
Do
watch
it.
it together. He's like, "You love this, don't you?"
You know what? The funniest thing is too, and I appreciate that so much, the fact that my husband and I are page, but it is so funny to just see something through the eyes.
Yeah.
Like you do have a little bit of a cringe, but then at the same time you're like, But you've gotta love this, and then when they get into it, it's even more fun.
Yeah.
We're like, "Wait, but who's he? Oh, look what he did." Like, yes. Exactly.
Was, on an end note, since we're chatting Bridgerton, obviously, we both probably love books.
But it's so incredible how they bring it to life, and I've read a lot of or listened to, like, the podcasts behind the scenes and how each like, they have historical experts
Yeah,
on,
like
you know
historians.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that are, like, there, and art that goes into the design of the scenes and the clothing and the hair of the queen. Every episode is just, like,
Something.
wild.
Yeah.
Like, I wanna watch it just for the art sometimes,
Yeah.
and the acting is fabulous.
Yeah.
You can't but just the entire production of it, I think I could watch it over and over because I just think it's incredible.
I love it. Well, then we're gonna have to do a little tidbit on our take of Bridgerton because I feel like we'll both probably have it
Yes.
completed. So
Let's do that.
any
about
last
you?
minute comments? For me, I actually forgot about Bridgerton, but my other note is like I had mentioned earlier, is I can't wait to finish Yesteryear,
Yes.
but I am very tempted to dive back into another just romance right now at this point, just where I'm at with my reading.
Earls Trip, man.
Earls Trip. Yeah. I'm gonna have to sit. I'm gonna have to get that one. Is that one out yet, or is that an?
It's out, yeah.
Okay,
I
Earls
got it
Trip.
on Everend, so
Okay.
I think they have it in book form too, I would assume.
Okay. I do like some. I've read a few books that are because is this primarily male perspective the
So
entire
it's
way through?
well,
Or
no, it's dual point of view.
okay,
Well, I mean, it's not like first person, but there's girl chapters and boy chapters.
okay, I love it. All right, I'm
And
gonna have to check it out. So
Okay.
Earls Trip. I'll let you guys know when I'm reading. I'm excited for Bridgerton. I can't wait to finish Yesteryear. Hopefully the mind-bending twists will help my brain settle back down. Thank you everyone for spending time with us. We look forward to chatting again. Thank you. Yeah,
all the book.
yeah, all the
Things we're loving.
yeah. And we'll talk to you guys soon. Until next time.
Happy reading.
Yay!